Assalamu alaikum. This is Zaib and I welcome you to IELTS and English Language Zone, a place where your English language success story begins. Today we are going to look at WH questions. Now, what are WH questions? Great, you have guessed it rightly. They are what, where, when, which, who, why, and how. There are other WH questions, but these are the most common ones. So now we'll begin with what. What is the most common question in English language? Like, what's your name? What's your job? What's your contact number? What's your favorite color? So, what we use when we ask about general things. It's the most common question in English. Now, let's move on to another WH question, and it is where. We ask or we use where when we need information about a place. For example, where do you live? Where is IELTS and English Language Zone? Where do you take your lunch? At office or at home? Where, when we ask questions about a place, so we use the question word where. Our next WH question word, and it is when. We use when we need information about time, date or day. Like, when do you get up in the morning? When do you take your English language class? When's your birthday? So we use when we look for information related to time and date. The next question word we have got is who. We use who when we ask about a person. Like, who are you? Who is your boss? Who is the Prime Minister of your country? And who is your English language teacher? So we use who as the question word when we ask information about a person. Let's move on and discuss our next question word, which is why. Oof. Why? It's pretty hot in June and July, and it is said that you'll fly in the sky. So why, when we look for a reason, then we use the question word why. Why are you here? Why do you need to learn English language? Why do we drink lots of water in summer? So there are reasons, and there are so many reasons in the world. So make use of the question word why. Our last question word is how. So how, when we ask about someone's condition or state. For example, how are you? How's life? How's your class? How are you feeling after watching our videos? So how we use with am, is, are to know about someone's state or condition. But remember, when we use do with how, so it means the way something is done. For example, how do you learn English language at IELTS? How do you go to school? How did you find the treat last night? It was exquisite. It was wonderful. How do you go to school? I go to school by Wayne. I go to school. I drive to school. Or I use number 11. How something is done. So we use how with is, am, are when we ask about someone's state or condition, and when we use do, so it means how something is done. Now, these are the most common WH questions. Now, when we add some more words to them, so they give us some more meanings. Like, let's go back and take the first question word, what, for example. So we can add what kind of or what sort of. This question is common in IELTS Part 1. So what kind of or what sort of? When we need to identify a number of things or a number of people, so we use what kind of or what sort of. Now we'll discuss and we'll add words with how. How is a very common question. When we say how are you, how's life? So now we'll add other words and we'll see how does it give us some more meanings. Like when we add far with how far, so it means we ask about distance. How, for example, how far is your home from here? How far is Karachi from Islamabad? So it means we need to tell about the distance. Another word that we add with how, like we can say how long. How long, it could be about the duration. For example, we say how long is this course? How long is your IELTS preparatory course? How long was the program? So how long when we ask about the length of time. Sometimes we can also ask about the length of things. How long is my arm? How long is, this equipment? So how long? The next word that we add to how, it gives us different meaning, and it is how old. For example, we say how old are you? When you ask this question to a female, but when you ask to most men, they happily reply this question, how old are you? Oh, I am 25, 30 years old. That's it. No need to get jealous. Okay, so how old. Another word that we add to how, and it gives us different meanings. When we add how many, it becomes how many. We use for countable nouns. For example, we can ask questions like how many students are there in your class? Well, there are 20 students in my class. How many classes do you have a day? Well, I have got 5 classes a day. Routine is quite tough and busy, but it is like that. So how many for countable? Okay, how many fingers? Can you count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 fingers, countable. So next word we are going to add to how, and it gives us a different meaning. It is much. How much? We use when we ask question about uncountable, the things that we can't count. For example, how much money do you have? I have lots of money. That's good. How much water do we need to drink a day? Well, we need to drink lots of water. So how much for uncountable nouns. So these are some of the most common WH questions that we need to practice, and they are crucial not only for the starters but also for those who want to prepare for IELTS, because they are always there to meet you in the IELTS speaking part 1 questions. Now let's practice. I've got a wonderful kid with me, so I'll practice WH questions with him. So let's move towards him. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. What's your name?
My name is Mustafa.
Can you please spell it?
Mustafa.
Oh, that's great. What is your full name?
My full name is Mustafa Zaib.
That's good. So, where do you live?
I live in Islamabad.
You live in Islamabad. And what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is silver.
And are you a student?
Yes, I am a student.
Okay, so which school are you in?
I'm in the prep school.
And which class are you in?
I am in class 1.
In class 1. That's great. So, how many teachers do you have?
I have 2 teachers.
3 teachers.
Yes.
What are their names?
Their names are Ma'am Sazia, Ma'am Samina, Ma'am Breen.
Okay, so can you please tell me who is your favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher is Ma'am Samina.
Ma'am Samina.
Yes.
Okay, so you talk beautifully. How old are you?
I am 6 years old.
Okay, and when's your birthday?
My birthday is in 29th of May.
Okay, so you speak lovely English. Where did you learn this English? At the School of Art and Design?
Yes.
That's great. And why do you speak English, or why do you learn English?
Because I love English.
Because you love English.
Yes.
Okay, Mustafa, it's hot. So how much water do you drink a day?
I drink a lot of water in a day.
A lot of water in a day. Thank you very much. Okay, you are intelligent, you are cool, and you are a great prospect for the country. Thank you very much. Welcome.
You are welcome.
That's good. Thank you.